Everybody, this is Austin Jones with lessonswithaustin.com. Got a quick lesson for you. This is Drive by Incubus. Very simple song. Let's get into it. So this song basically has just 4 chords that are going to make this song. The first one is E minor. However, the chords in this song, some of the voicings are a little bit different. The first one is going to be an E minor. However, you're going to do this voicing. We're going to do open E. We're going to skip the A string. The A string is not going to be part of this. On the D string, the 4th string, we're going to take our middle finger. We're going to go up to the 9th fret. That's the 4th dot. The 3rd string, the G string, is going to be open. And the 2nd string, B string, you're going to put your index on the 8th fret. And the E is going to be open. So the chord is going to be 0, 8, 0, 9, X on the A, don't play the A, and 0 on the E. Okay, so that's the first chord. Once you get to that chord, the strumming pattern for the intro and the chorus is exactly the same. And even the verse is almost the same. The only difference about the verse is a palm muting. We'll get into that in a second. You're going to strum 0 on the 6th, and then you're going to strum 9 on the 4th string. So once you hit those, you're going to do a down, down, up. So it's going to be like this. When you come up, it's important to mute it with your hand. Okay? So make sure your arm's back, make sure you're playing on the bridge right there. So just like that. Down. So 6th string, 4th string, down, down, up. When you strum the down, down, up, make sure you're strumming only these 4 strings. Try not to hit that A string when you're playing the C minor. So that's the first chord. The next, we have another E minor variation. This is with a 7th on top. You're going to take your middle finger on the 5th string, the A string, 7th fret. You're going to need to stretch your index finger, okay? So it's important that you use your thumb, that your thumb's not wrapped around, that your thumb's not all the way over here. If you put your thumb about even with your middle and your index, you should be able to get that, and you'll have to curve it just a little bit. But you're going to get 7, 5. You got to get your ring finger on 3rd string, 7th fret, and your pinky on the 2nd string, 7th fret. And the E string is going to be open. So it's going to be 7, 5. Okay? So play around with that until you find the right way to do that. So then you're just going to hit the bass note on the 7th fret when you come to this E minor 7. And just bass down, that's it. The next is going to be a C7 with an open E on the top. So index on the 5th string, 3rd fret. You're going to start a power chord with your ring finger on the 4th string, 5th fret. Your middle finger is going to take this major 7th note, which is on the 3rd string, 4th fret. And then your pinky is going to take the 2nd string, 5th fret. And that's the chord. So it's going to go 3, 5, 4, 3, open. So the way we come into that, we're going to hit an open, A, and then 3, just like that. Down, down, up. Okay, so when we get to that C, it's going to 0, 3, down, down, up. Okay, if you're having trouble building that chord, you can get that bass note first and and give yourself a second to get that chord down. The last chord is an A7, and this is a unique voicing for this too. This is going to be index, middle, and ring. Index on the 6th string, the low E string on the 5th fret. That's going to get your A bass note on this one. Your middle finger is going to be on the 4th string, 5th fret. If you do that with your tips of your fingers, your 5th string, your A string, is going to be automatically muted. Okay, so we're not going to hear that. However, when you put your ring finger, it's going to go on the 2nd string, 5th fret. So it's going to look like this. So index on the 6th string, 5th fret, middle on the 4th string, 5th fret, ring finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret, strings 3, and strings 1 should be pretty much open. And when I get that, I'm just going to hit bass, down, down. Okay? So it's going to sound like this. That's the intro and the chorus. Next part is the verse, which is pretty much the same chords. The only difference is there's some palm muting on that. So what I do, I'm just going to kind of leave my palm on it. My palm doesn't stay on it the whole time, because there are parts of the chords where I want it to ring out for just a second. Just like that, okay? So when we're doing that verse part, just kind of keep your palm on the strings. When we get to the chorus, or the intro, that's when you can open it. Okay, the last part you need to know is the pre-chorus, or the bridge that goes before that. All you're going to do is you're going to go back to the C major 7. Okay, so you're going to hit that C. And then you're going to go to another A7, but this kind is going to be the traditional open chord A7. 0 on the A, we're not going to play the E for this chord. Index on the 4th string, 2nd fret. 3rd string's open. Middle finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. 1st string's open. Just like that. Before we go to the chorus, we just hit that A7 and let it ring. Okay? Once you got that, let's slow it down to about 50%. Bridge. course.